The world of a geisha is shrouded in mystery, and yet tainted by misconceptions. Geisha are professional entertainers. They are trained in a variety of Japanese traditional arts, such as dancing, singing, flute, and other traditional Japanese instruments, as well as the art of hospitality. They'll play games, engage in conversation, and serve tea and drinks, all to help provide a welcoming environment. This takes years of training, and when an apprentice makes a debut, they are considered Maiko. After more years of experience and training, they will become a full-fledged geisha, also known as a geiko. Geisha are not prostitutes and should not be treated as such. From roughly the 1600s to the 1800s, the role of a geisha was an assistant to the oiran. They were the high-class and very expensive Japanese courtesans who resided in the pleasure quarters. They were not even allowed to sit near guests, but as the times would change, the guests would prefer the geishas, for as they were less expensive and more socially acceptable. And sooner or later, the geisha will replace the oiran. Now, this is not to say that there were not geisha who both voluntarily or involuntarily participated in prostitution. But like in every field, there's always going to be a light and a dark and two sides of a coin. In modern-day Japan, the number of geisha have declined significantly over the years, but many of them still work, mainly in Kyoto. Since geisha usually work during the evening hours when most business workers, who are their guests, get out of work, you might be able to see one as they make their way to a local tea shop. Be courteous to them. More than likely, they're not going to stop and take a photo with you because they're usually in a hurry. And because you're so secretive, they might not even speak much with you. So if you really want to take a photo of one, you'll need to put your photographer hat on and just roll with the punches. As you can see here, I went to one of the places that transform you into a geisha. If you see a geisha in the morning, more than likely they're a tourist dressed up as a geisha. And if they stop to speak with you or even stop to take photos with you, more than likely it's not a real geisha. But you can take a photo with one if they're willing and still show your friends and family. They'll never notice the difference. The package I chose was very inclusive. I wanted the package that included a photo shoot in various locations, indoor and outdoor, a ride on the rickshaw, and a free time stroll, which basically just means I can walk around for a little bit as a geisha. The studio I went to did have some rules and guidelines. I'm not sure if this goes for every place, but this place had it, and I didn't mind because it did add to the experience of some rules a geisha would need to follow. So I took it and got into character, just a little bit. They requested for us to not eat, drink, travel by vehicle, smoking, shopping, and traveling too far. They also requested that I refrain from taking photos with people because a real geisha really would not do that, and it was to be more respectful in that sense. They were okay with just taking photos and video of me, just to not let other people take photos with me.
This wedding hall is 100 years ago. Italian restaurant and coffee shop. wedding hall, hotel.
It's pretty.
Cherry blossom. Do you know sakura?
Yeah.
Yeah, many cherry blossom. 803.
But it's only like in spring, right?
Yes.
Aw.
Please come back spring season. But very short time, 1 week or 10 days. And this bag, 600 maple tree. Maple. Has color change autumn season. Red or yellow. This is Daimui Temple. This is private tower for Japanese rich man Kichibei.
It was also something I noticed when I was with the photographer as well as the rickshaw guy. They wouldn't stop, or they would apologize to the tourist and tell them they weren't allowed to stop or they weren't allowed to take photos of me. So I kind of just respected the rules and guidelines I was given and took it with me even on my free time stroll. Once again, I really didn't mind too much because it just fed into the role of a geisha, and it actually added to the experience. I chose to dress as a Maiko because I wanted to have more of the decorative hair pieces. The whole experience from beginning to end was amazing. From the makeup that was being done all the way to the placement of the wig, as well as being dressed in a kimono with that many layers was so surreal. Like, these women go through so much to dress up and look beautiful. It just adds more respect to the artistry. Everyone who works there are just divine people. They're so kind. They're quick, they're efficient. The photographer made me feel so comfortable, even as I was feeling pretty pudgy. But she made me feel good about it and really made the experience better. Like, we laughed, we strolled around, we talked. It felt natural. I enjoyed myself to the most. I recommend everyone to do it, and I know everyone's budget is a little bit different, but if you can add photo shoot to various locations, inside, outside, taking the stroll, and also the rickshaw ride, you should. It all adds to the experience. It's amazing, and it's just once in a lifetime you can do it, unless you're like me, who plans to go back. And if I do, I definitely would dress up as a geisha again. And this is how the front of the studio looks. It's a little hidden, so you have to really look for it because even we got lost and the taxi driver couldn't figure out where it was. While on the rickshaw tour, the guy told me this place had the best matcha ice cream and best matcha cake in all of Japan, essentially. So, of course, I had to go and try, as the foodie that I am. Now, it definitely gets points for looking beautiful. Taste-wise, it did fall very short. I guess my expectations for it were a lot higher than what it gave out. Definitely the matcha ice cream we had at the Golden Pavilion was 10 billion times better. Probably way too strong for what it should have been. It definitely needed to be diluted. And the cake didn't taste like much. Sorry. I don't know why I'm looking at it like that, but this was a maple syrup latte. I debated I was gonna drink it or not, but it turned out to be really good. Why every hallway we get is like creepy hallway? Personally, I've never seen a key like this that you have to leave in order to open the door instead of just inserting and removing it like I did. And then you place it here so that way the lights in the room turn on. But if you remove it, the lights will not work. So nothing too fancy here, it's just a typical hotel room that will serve its purpose for the night. They gave us these cute things. I think that's cute. Water dispenser that just spilled. There, bathrooms here. Yeah, this one actually is cute because it has this dispenser here for everything, so I think that's cool. Yeah, it's cool. They actually gave us 2 soap. Yeah, so I thought they were bars of soap. They were actually bath bombs, but they smelled really good. We took them anyways to use in our other Airbnbs in Japan, because of course we wouldn't be able to use it in Korea since bathtubs are a rarity and they have showers mainly, so they're kind of reversed. Japan you'll find baths, Korea you'll find showers. So now I'll be trying that out. The body sponge and this toothbrush. Get some razors. These guys got it going on. Slippers there. Cool. So we're gonna go out because we need ramen. Very important that we get our ramen. I dieted a little bit for the photos and diet worked a little bit, I guess. Let's take that out. What's this? Oh. Interesting. Like now, we just came in, we dropped it, and now we're out. Food. I dieted a little bit so my face wouldn't be so chubby for the photos. It worked a little. My face still looked chubby though. Please stop giving me that face. I think you said it's hot. I'm like, where?
It's a car.
It's a car? What the fuck is that? And here are the photos taken by the photographer. And that duck that you see there, it's not fake. It's a real duck. When the photographer opened the door out to the patio, the duck just walked in. I believe it's their pet, but it was perfect timing.